And here we are. 8 times up outdoors. We're back. That was fun.
That was a good time. I like that.
Yeah. No, this is so part of me desperately wants lots of people to see this video because I think it took so much work and energy and time. And part of me also doesn't care at all because I just love all of the memories wrapped up in that video.
Oh yeah, it's like an album book, but better because it's live
Yeah,
almost.
there's some classics in there. So, if for some reason you're tuning into this and didn't just watch the live video premiere of Fishing Colorado, a 15-year fishing legacy, 15-year legacy, make sure you go watch that as well. But I'm Ty with
I'm Chris.
Chris. Yep, there we go. 8 times up outdoors just to check those boxes. But hey, thanks for tuning in and checking this out. I know we have some people actually watching. I think they're most of the people that were on that trip, which is exactly what we wanted for this. So, what were your favorite parts? What do you got? Kick us off
Ah,
here.
favorite part. I actually really enjoyed the little interviews we did. I thought that added a whole new little perspective to it, some fun, some different stuff to it, and I like how that whole video just captured that weekend in 10 minutes. Like that's a good general gist of how it is, what goes on, and how everybody feels about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's clips spanning at least 3 or 4 years that are used in that video, which is super fun. I mean, we're terrible at filming, so it takes us 4 years to get a 7-minute video. But there's so many cool shots in there and just memories and stuff,
Yeah.
which was awesome. So, if you're watching right now, make sure you comment what was your favorite part of that video if you just watched it, so that we can talk about some of those. I I also love the interview with Chuck. I'm pretty sure. No, that wouldn't have been night one, would it? When the Pete mishap happened, was it?
No,
No, no.
no, no. That night one, that like, because Pete's mishap didn't happen night one, right?
I
So,
don't. Yeah,
and so, but the interview was after night one for Chuck.
got it.
And then Pete's mishap happened, I think 2 nights later, maybe the next night. But yeah,
Got it.
Chuck had a rough one.
Yeah, yeah. Chuck put in some work.
Yeah.
the The only reason I really included it was, yeah, there it is. Chuck is here. So, which makes me happy because I was really hoping that Chuck didn't like text us and be like, "Hey, stupids, you can't use that." So thanks, Chuck.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, the only reason that footage from the poker table is in there is I wanted some sort of video documentation of Pete's head and how he went through that whole trip.
He's a trooper, though. I mean, I don't know if I'm that tough. Like, if I have, a gazillion staples put in my head, I think I might call it a weekend. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going home and laying in bed for a few days. And he came back, laid in bed for a few hours, and then was back on the boat.
oh yeah. Hey,
So I
Pete ain't no bitch though. Like
that's right. This
he's the
this is
man.
the best comment of the night right here. Blue boat for the
Uh,
win.
yeah, that's all right. That's all right. It is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and I can't win them all.
You have won probably more than me at this point, unfortunately. So,
That's all right. You try your little heart out.
congrats, Chuck. That's great news. That means more fishing in your future right there. So,
Yep. Oh,
that's awesome.
let the planning begin.
I mean, we already started. This year could look different. And and at the start of editing this video, it, I mean, now I'm almost like, I don't know, nostalgic already because we could have had our last year at this location. Like that's
Yeah.
still a little to be determined. But if that ends up happening, man, that video is going to mean even more in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's kind of heartbreaking to think about.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
No, I've been like racking my brain on all these different ways of like, my newly retired friends, hmm, who might want some, nice peace and quiet in their retirement life.
That's right.
So,
All right, Jeremy's favorite part.
man, it's just, I love it because I get harassed and that's entertaining to me by all my buddies. But I need to do something else so we can move on.
Yeah, for anybody that wasn't there, they will not understand that that wasn't just a cool video transition at the end. That's
No.
legitimately the drone crashing into the lake at that moment.
Yeah, the video ends there because apparently drones don't record while they're underwater. So
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Yep. This is kind of everyone's sentiment right now. Is that like,
Yeah.
we all would like to take that job. We also just want to stay married or employed or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
We'll find somebody.
yeah, I'm hoping we can finagle something out of it. I mean, if not, we've got backup options, but it would be the end of a legacy for sure. Oh. Corey. Oh yeah. Corey had a rough 2023 before he showed up. So,
Yeah. It was a good cap off though.
yep. He just got, I think, Corey, correct me if you're wrong in the chat here, but I think he just got home from his trip. So he's got an annual trip to Lake Taneycomo, which is way more fun to say than Taylor Reservoir, that he's been doing for a bunch of years. And they just got home from that trip. I think he got home today. So tuning in, he's probably still kind of like Chuck was in that clip
Yeah.
on the video at this point.
Came home and had the shakes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. But I think it's awesome that Corey has that other trip too. And I think other people like little trips are kind of building because I know Pete and Jeremy go up to the Mesa and do some fishing, and like how that Taylor trip has kind of expanded and now everybody does like little micro ones between the rest of the year and the Taylor trip to kind of fill the void, scratch that itch.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think, I mean, when I started editing this video, half of the kind of heart behind it was to try to inspire other people to start trips like this because of looking at, the past 15 years, all of the good and benefit that has come out of this. It's like, if you're not doing one of these and you remotely enjoy fishing, you should do it. I mean, when Chuck showed up the first time, he was like, I haven't fished in like 10 years. I don't know what it was, but he was like, I don't know how to do any of this. And we're like, it doesn't matter. Just show up, you
Yeah.
know? So, I mean, Corey took pictures from his Taneycomo trip, still using an old Zebco catching fish. Like, it's not like you have to be hardcore about it to get all the benefits from it.
Oh no. Yeah, I think the biggest benefit is the mental break that it allows you. Because, like, while you might get some grief for not fishing a day, right? But if you were to like sleep in and hang out at the cabin most of the day and just relax, like, I know Jeremy takes out a sleeping bag and throws it down by the river and takes himself a little siesta.
That's right.
Like, that stuff, that break, that fermentally, like so healthy, so healthy. Can't beat it.
Yeah, 100%. There's that quote that's viral and going around right now that's talking about that people who go fishing are more mentally healthy than people who don't. Like it was like a scientific study and determined, and all I could think was, duh. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like we know this. That's why we're so big on this. Uh, Jeremy loves his naps.
yeah,
Corey did just get back from Tenicomo today, so he's probably about half, there.
yeah.
So it's a good time. But there's also I do have to say it was fun. Like on this, I handled the heavy side of the editing, but you were going through and going through footage and sending some clips and stuff and moving and tweaking things around. That clip where the drone comes up over the mountains
Oh,
and you can see the reservoir and then the snow-capped peaks. I think that had to have been that first day when we got snow up there last year. Um, but that clip for me, like it seems fake.
yeah.
Like it's just
It's
too
it's
good.
surreal. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
surreal. Like, and for a very beginner drone pilot, we got pretty lucky to grab that shot, but it worked out good.
Yeah.
So
Beginner pilot. Are you just throwing that in there so that people don't talk as much trash about crashing it?
yeah, it was my first day flying it.
Or year three? I don't know.
No, it wasn't that.
Uh
Yeah.
yes. Which speaking of Whiskey the Pooh, aka Whiskey Bugger, he was chiming in on the video. He may have cut out before this. That is Whiskey Bugger slash Whiskey the Pooh slash the podcast. Half of the team on the podcast. It is Will's birthday today, so definitely a huge shout out to Will. He's got a couple of cameos in there, including the catching the shark video, which is epic. So
Happy
I hope he's
birthday.
back this year. But happy birthday, Will, and thanks for everything you've done to help 8 Times Up out.
Yeah. I hope he comes back. I don't like anybody to leave.
No, it's terrible. Like
Yeah.
you miss people.
Yep.
Uh, we definitely do have that running like, hey, if you say no once, okay. If you say no twice, you're not on the first checklist.
Nope.
If you say no
Well,
3 times, you're never getting an invite again. It's kind of like, well, sorry, man.
yep.
Like you had your chance.
It's a hot
So
commodity.
it is. Now, granted, that's the one thing I'm halfway excited about. If there was a venue change for housing,
Mm,
is that there could potentially be more people, a little bit easier,
yeah. Yep.
which more people halfway stresses me out, but
Oh,
they're good people.
yeah. We're just
So
gonna have to, do some of that NASA level vetting.
we got people for that.
Yeah. They're retired.
Can you say that? I don't know.
Well, haven't found out yet. You know me. I get to the line and then take a step and tell some, keep going a little further until somebody says, no more. So,
Yeah. And I love like uh I mean, how many times did you fish the salmon run up there?
at the hatchery,
Yeah, on the river.
twice.
Twice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because the first year or the first time I went, it was me, you, and Travis. No, Scott was with us too.
Yeah.
And it was just us four. And then we were there for 8 hours. And I woke up the next day and like my forearms were sore.
Right.
Like, how do you do that?
Right.
So,
Yeah, because the first year was I think it was just me, Bill, and Scott. It all gets fuzzy that far back. Michael may have been there that first year, but and the whole purpose was for that salmon run. And so it's funny to like think back on that and be like, we haven't done the salmon run in like probably 4 or 5 years at this point.
no, but we always talk about it every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we should stop and do that. And
Yeah.
then when the time comes, it's like, nope, drop it in B for boogie and get to the lake.
Right. Well, and part of that is the fact that like now that we have boats, that's not as easy of a pit stop.
That's true too.
So,
Yeah.
now we just need more people to buy boats. And when you retire or become single, you have more money to buy boats. People that are watching, hint, hint.
Yeah. And word of advice, go big or go home.
Yeah, just start big. Otherwise, you live in regret for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So, what else do you got? Anything?
No, I thought the video was amazing. It worked out really well. And I can't wait to collect enough footage to do another one.
Yeah, I think I'm afraid to say it, but I'm optimistic we could actually put out a video next year just from Taylor, 2024. So,
Yep.
I'm hoping. So Jeremy's volunteered to film some. He says he loves fishing from shore. Yeah, we know you caught the biggest fish. It happens.
He crushes it from the shore.
He does. But he also volunteered to film, so we're gonna make him hold up that end of the bargain.
Well, on his first time filming, he's on your boat. Because we're not trying to put a squirrel in a tube sock here. Like that's not, nope. He's got to get some experience. I know how his ADHD is. He needs some room to run.
We're gonna get Darren Ham to come back, and then that day when we have to draw for cards, who's on whose boat, I'm gonna ensure that Jeremy and Darren both end up on your boat.
We're gonna have a good time.
If you survive.
Yeah.
I was like, that boat may get tipped over at that point. Those two running around and feeling like cats stuck in a cage.
Yeah. Well, just make sure you put Pete on there with me. He can wrangle him.
Pete does have a calming sense about him. It's the best part about Hippie Pete. So, but yep, that's accurate. 100%. 100%. Yeah, and it would only last about 45 minutes because then you two would just jump overboard and swim to shore. So.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you, everyone, especially all of the friends that are in the chat that have made this trip what it is. It is incredible and has been for years, but it's made better by everybody that's a part of it. So thank you for that. If somehow you found this video, go start your own trip. You will not regret it for a moment.
This is a fact.
So,
does Kansas have water?
They have to have water because they have a lot of farmland.
Yeah.
I don't know about fishable water. I'm pretty sure Corey leaves the state to go fishing. So,
I can't say that I blame him.
No.
You know what you're not getting by fishing in Kansas? You're not getting over the mountain drone shots.
This is true.
You just
Actually,
rise.
I was just gonna say Corey actually has a pretty epic like backyard fishing spot right now that he has access to that we need to go check out at some point. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, oh, sure. All right, Jeremy, back to karaoke. Enjoy yourself or karate.
How did you get karaoke? You must know him really, really well.
I do, and I know that's what he was trying to say. It kind of makes it better that he said karate at this point. Corey said, "We'll see you later." Yeah, we're gonna come to that little hidden gem of a fishing spot you got, Corey. But
Yep.
until next time, thank you all. Tight lines.
Cool cans.
We'll see you guys later. We try. We try.